Just a bloke in a bar.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the DMP for another week. I am your host, Tom Birmingham from the Hello Sport Podcast, and joining me today is absolutely fucking no one. Use code TOM at grumpy.com, grumpycoffee.com.au, 10% off all your orders, grounds, beans, pods. I'm doing it by myself today.
Oh, fuck. Here we fucking go.
Eddie, as a kid, he just pulls out every show. One kid in and he can't do a fucking thing. Try having three, bro. Kempy's not here. Oh, here he is.
Mr. Punchel himself is starting the fucking podcast for me. I knew it was weird when you were standing there like an angry dad, sitting on the thing. I was like, why is he sitting there already? Like, it's very unlike Tom. He's usually laid out on the couch, demanding a coffee from fucking Maddie. Oh, that's good stuff. Tell me how you been, mate.
Mate, I'm good. I'm good.
Is 2025 year of the Punchel, Tom?
Well, listen, I've always been on time. It just depends what time you've given me, and then you obviously got to factor in like maybe 10 either way.
Well, I mean, if you give someone 11 o'clock time, it's only natural that there's 30 minutes each side.
Exactly. You know, like you've got to give us 30 minutes grace period. For fucking,
I'm a graceful guy.
Yeah.
I'm a graceful guy.
Sometimes I just feel like sitting in my car and scrolling on my phone for an extra half an hour.
Oi, everyone put their hand up. We've all been guilty.
Dude, I do it all the time.
We've all been guilty, all right? Like you've got this meeting to get to or someone to get to, and then you get doom scrolling, and you're in the death grips of a fucking Instagram reel.
I feel like you get there early being like, I'm going to be on time. Then you go, oh, fuck, I got 10 minutes before they need me. I'm going to doom scroll. Then you're like, holy shit, there's 2 minutes till I get there. And then it takes you fucking 10 minutes to get to
And then a video of the younger Jarvis comes up. And before you know it, you watch a whole Joe Rogan episode.
What do you do? Bright Insight snuck into Göbekli Tepe or whatever the fuck it is, and he's taking some photos, apparently, and we're waiting for him to drop.
Waiting for the Göbekli blah, blah, blah,
photos to drop.
How do they say it so well?
I know, it fucks me up all the time.
Göbekli. First of all, this podcast is brought to you by Suki.
By Suki Simpson.
Suki Simpson, proudly sponsored by Suki Simpson.
Yep.
A massive congratulations to Eddie and Ella.
Yep. Welcome to the DILF life, dude.
Well, I can't claim to be a DILF, but
you can.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'll do my best.
This is the DILF pod now.
Great news, yeah. It's no longer, it's actually, DILF, DMP actually stands for DILF's MILFs Podcast.
That's it. That's it, Dilf's MILF Podcast.
There it is. It's the Dilf's MILFs Podcast, and we all have to agree our wives are MILFs, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yep. So, and we're all Dilf's MILFs Podcast.
And it's the #1 podcast amongst Dilfs and MILFs.
There you go, guys. We've finally let you know. Everyone always asks, what does even DMP even mean? Everyone thought it meant something else. It actually means the Dilf MILFs Podcast.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for fucking Eddie to have his kid.
Correct.
So a massive congratulations. Finally gets the job done. A bit worried there for a second.
Well, listen, we weren't sure whether he was like, oh yeah, I want kids. And it's like, listen, dude, it's all right if you don't want kids.
Yeah.
But he was also like, he has been so chuffed. He has taken some time off, much deserved, even though, I don't know that.
Did he send a letter in for approval from the...
Well, he didn't send a letter. He just goes, listen, I'm going to need some time off. And I said, listen, that's okay. I just would like to remind you that when my second daughter was born, I did a podcast the same day. But then he came, we had to do a thing for Holy Moly on Tuesday night, which he came out to. He's pumped, dude. He's loving it.
Did you say, well, actually, sorry, Eddie, you only have 10 days off on your...
Yeah, no, listen.
You've only got 10 days in lieu, sorry, mate.
Yeah, you only got 10 days in lieu, and you don't get that, whatever the daddy pays from the government.
We are so happy for him. It's seriously best time of your life. So, brought to you by Suki. Proudly.
Yep.
Proudly.
Brought to you by Suki Simpson.
Shout out, Suki, one of the great dribblers. Got all the shout outs done.
Well, she's already made her debut in the punters and dribblers, which is unsurprising. Yeah. Fucking like 6 people have screenshotted her photo and put it up.
It always a bit like confronting when you see that.
Dude, I was scrolling through, I'm like, what? Holy fuck.
That's my friend's baby.
All right.
But anyway, congratulations, mate.
How are you, mate? I don't know if I have to ask you how
yeah,
you're
mate,
doing.
look, I'm all right. It's been a whirlwind start to the season.
You're getting more and more like sort of neckbeard with your T-shirts. And that's not a criticism.
No.
I just am saying they are,
No, don't hate on the Harry Potter. Everyone loves Harry Potter.
Did I tell you I watched them all?
Yeah, exactly. So you should like this shirt.
I watched them all. Dude, the night that my third daughter was born, yes, I'm a father of 3, we were watching the final one, and my wife is like laboring in bed while Harry and Voldemort are like, ah! And we were like laughing, going, this is the most absurd labor of all time.
That's a great memorature attached to Harry Potter versus Voldemort.
Seriously.
It's a great
that
omen.
Final scene, just fucking, whatever you're doing, wanding it up.
It's a great omen for the young one. Harry wins.
That's true. Harry
Spoiler
does win.
alert.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. I mean,
Yeah.
fuck, come on. It's been out for fucking 20 years. Come
Yeah,
on.
sorry.
Seriously.
Like yours.
Seriously. Mate, I've been good. I mean, the season is, it's a bit of a whirlwind, I'm not going to lie. You know how you say yes to everything?
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, shit.
Shouldn't have said yes. Though.
Probably shouldn't have said yes to a lot of these things.
Yep.
That's the kind of areas I'm in at the moment.
Yeah, we do that all the time. And but then, you know, when you do say no to something and then you see like...
You feel guilty?
No.
I feel
Well,
guilty.
maybe in the moment you do, but then when you see like the person who said yes to it doing it, you go, oh, thank fuck I said no. Oh my God, that would have been hell.
Yeah, that is true. Like when it's a big event, it's like late at night or something like that.
And you're just like, dude, I just would have hated every bit of that.
You know what? Night. If you ask me to do something at night, I reckon I'm 30% less likely to do it.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm more of a day guy.
Oh, listen, I love my days, and nighttime, it's like, it just depends what it is. Like this Holy Moly thing the other night, that was a lot of fun. It was at night. It ran a little late, went to like 11:30.
But that's what I mean. That rattles me because it throws my whole week out. Whereas if you ask me to do something before 6 p.m., it's pretty much guaranteed yes. You could ask me to kill a dude, I'll do it.
Yeah, no, you'll do it. Like, I mean, that's where...
As long as I get paid.
It doesn't matter what it is if it's before 6 p.m.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're paying me to
After
do it.
6 p.m., after 6 p.m., I'm 30% less likely to kill a person.
Yes, and you're probably going to need to, pay you like twice as much.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's overtime rates.
That's
overtime
true.
rates.
Yeah, penalty rates.
I'm working by the law, baby. Working by the law.
So you're just saying yes to everything right now?
Yeah, but you know why I say yes to everything? Because like you feel like it's not going to be there ever again.
Fully. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
You're like, that one day I'm going to wake up, everyone's going to hate my guts, no one's going to want me to do content anymore, so I just got to fucking
you got
get
to
in
strike
there.
while the iron's hot.
Exactly.
Make hay.
So I'm just like, yep, 100%, yep, 100%. And I always want to be the guy that people go away and go, fuck, he's so easy to work with. I want to be that
Fully.
guy.
Yeah. Even when things are like
so bad.
going really bad, and it's not your fault at all, you're like, nah, it's fine.
Sweet, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Let's go. Yes.
Oh God, yes. No, it's cool. I'll stay an extra fucking 6 hours. Yeah.
But then when I start being a Suki little whiny
it's a better
coward,
way to be than Suki bitch.
Yeah, you don't want to be that because then you go, you know what? You could get a real job and shut your fucking mouth.
Exactly right.
So stop complaining, pull your head in,
We have
and go
the
and do
easiest
it.
jobs in the world.
Literally it's honestly, I don't think you should be able to class podcasting as a job.
No, I know. I feel dumb saying it.
And also, I don't think you should be able to tax someone that does a podcast.
No, you shouldn't because it's not a real job.
It's not a job.
No, you're absolutely right.
So I'm feeling like I'm getting robbed by the
Can
government
you
right
tax hobbies? I didn't think so.
now. I didn't think
That's
so.
bullshit.
I thought you couldn't. But it is what it is. Mate, before I get into
What,
it, brought to you by the Bloke Club. That's right. The Bloke Club has now launched. Go to www.bloke.club. We are giving away prizes every month. The first month is $2,000 cash. On the fourth month, the grand prize is a Mazda BT50. Thanks to Luke Camilleri from Aspley Mazda.
Okay, well,
Asda
fuck
Mazda.
that up, Luke.
Stuff
I'm
that
sorry
up.
about that.
Sorry, Luke. I apologise, Luke.
Really sorry about
But
that.
that'll make it land a bit
You
more.
want to give a Mazda a hello sport, we will not fuck that up.
Go to LCD_01. He is the best in the business. I bought both of my cars from him. Smoothest,
Flex.
easiest, best in the business. They're normal Mazda cars. They're not crazy cars. They're just normal Mazda cars. He's the best in the business. Give him a follow. I've already seen all of you follow him. His Instagram, LCD_01. But yeah, join the Bloke Club. It is completely free. All your friends can join. Anyone can join. We give prizes away every single month. It's totally free. Plus also, we're going to give away exclusive deals on the Bloke Club. Eventually, we would love for every morning you wake up, you go on the Bloke Club, and there'll be things that you can grab. If you want to grab something that usually blokes like to buy, you'll have a deal on the Bloke website. So go to bloke.club, join up, and you'll be getting exclusive deals every day. Plus, we give away a prize every month with the grand prize in 4 months being a BT50 Mazda.
Huge.
There you go. Bloke.club. Mate, how's everything going on your end, mate?
Everything on my end is great. I'm the vice president of my daughter's preschool committee.
What?
I was nominated and gratefully accepted the
So
honour.
the people lifted you up.
Well, they did ask me to do it, and I initially said no, and then I was
Just
like,
said you said yes to everything.
well, it's a community preschool. It's like a Garden of Eden. It's the nicest place ever. And parents need to be involved in shit. My wife was like the fundraiser last year.
Oh, so she set the tone for you. You don't want to let the wife down.
No, that's right. And so they asked me to be on the committee of something. And I just,
You're not
and
a
this is
big
a lesson.
You don't look like a
It was-
big committee guy.
I just said no straight away.
Yeah.
It was face to face and it was uncomfortable. And I go, I just don't have the time.
Committee's aggressive.
Then the lady, the sweet lady who works at the daycare was like, well, like it's really only like one night a term you need to do anything. It's just like you got to come and have a
She
meeting.
real gin. She got you.
And I was like, but I've already said no.
Yeah.
Anyway, I felt bad.
Yeah.
I felt bad. I'm driving home and I call my wife and I'm like, I think I made the wrong decision here. You just got to lean in.
Yeah.
You got to be a role model for your children. They got to see you, even though I don't know that they'll ever be at the committee meetings. They got to see you leaning in. So I called back and I was like tail between my legs. I'm like, sorry, listen, I was sort of wigging out. I'll do it. And then she's like, congratulations, you're vice president. I'm like, what? Fuck.
Oh my God. So you're full on, you're like part of the community now.
Dude, I'm
you're
fully,
a full on dad.
I'm a community guy.
You're a community guy that's like going, hey, how come those fences aren't up to scratch?
We need to fix that's not up to code.
Yeah, like
I got to go in there and crack some skulls, metaphorically, of
obviously,
course.
of course.
Community
I'm going into the council and making sure the roads are clean.
Yeah. So that's it. But then we had the first meeting last night. I think I'm already vice president at this point. So I'm walking in like, all right, whatever.
You're the man. You're the vice president.
And then they're like, nominations for vice president, Tom Birmingham. Any like those in favour say aye.
So someone could have battled you.
I was like, whoa, wait a second. This isn't already my job yet. What the fuck? Now, thankfully, I got 100% backing from the community.
Imagine your like arch nemesis walks in and is like, I.
Yeah, I do not. But then I'm like, well, so I'm vice president, right? Which is mainly just like a title, which is nice.
But surely your kid gets a discount if you're vice president.
I would like to think so, but it's already pretty cheap there. If the president goes down with, gout, hand, foot, mouth.
Which at a daycare, very likely.
You never know.
Yeah, very likely.
Do I need to ascend? Is there like what's it called?
Do you need to start wearing suits now?
That's what I mean. Do I roll in there as like Madam Vice President, soon to be president?
Do you get like rushed away to a bunker if they go down?
If something happens, right? Do I get security?
Shit.
I don't know.
Bulletproof windows and that?
Yeah, but I'm just glad I didn't have to. It's funny, we do all this sort of podcast shit. We hosted an event on Tuesday night where I'm just talking to a room full of people.
But it's because it's dribblers. You're comfortable in the dribbler environment.
Dude, sitting in this circle in a preschool with all these parents, and I'm there, and I'm like, please don't ask me to speak. Please don't ask me to speak. Please don't ask me to speak. Thankfully, I didn't have to. I just had to be like, oh.
Mate, there's nothing more comfortable than being in a group of dribblers. Like
it's so easy.
It's literally like you're all the same.
Yes, exactly.
You are me, I am you.
And you're talking about dumb shit.
Yeah. And also, saying dumb shit is almost celebrated in dribblers' circles.
Yeah, if I say something wrong in a parents and whatever
it's almost like
meeting, I'm like,
call child services.
Yeah, exactly.
Which you don't want to get in anywhere near that.
He's not fit for the role.
So vice president.
Yep.
Wow.
Vice president.
On a committee. You're on your first committee. Debut.
First committee.
Oh my God.
So that's what's up with me today.
Oh my God,
I'm a VP now, and I'd like you to refer to me as such.
Like when doctors like to be referred to as doctors?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you call me VP.
Okay, I'll call you VP.
TV.
So but you're still a vice president, though. You're still second. You still get told what to do.
Yes, no, absolutely. I'm still a sub. I'm still a submissive, and that's fine. I always have been.
Matty, how you been, mate? How you going? Oh, actually, first of all, where is it?
You got me a present?
No.
Devo. Thought I might have got a gift or something.
Shout out. Speaking of shout outs.
Oh, yeah. This is good gear.
Shout out to the great Ricky Ponting.
Shout out to Ricky Ponting.
He handed me this himself. That's crazy.
Yeah.
How lucky.
Have you drunk it yet? I mean,
Of course not. I'm not going to open it.
I've drunk a few of them.
What?
Dude, it's good wine.
But he handed it to me.
I
he gave me 3 others to drink.
Okay, good.
But I'm not going to get the one that he handed to me. It's Ricky Ponting. He literally went like this and said, have it. So, man, just did a Ricky Ponting podcast. A massive thank you. Ponting Wines. Use code BLOKE for free delivery. I didn't even need to do this. I'm literally doing it just because he did a podcast with us. But he actually, like, how lucky are we?
Yeah, I know. Ricky Ponting's the man.
I got to interview Ricky Ponting.
Yeah.
Yep. Unbelievable.
And I was talking to Maddie before you rocked up 45 minutes late. And just how good he is at spinning yarns. And like that, you're Ricky Ponting, so you're spinning yarns probably every day. And just like hearing him do it, it's like it still feels like the first time he's ever told this story.
It's the best. It's the best. And also, he reminds me of Cameron Smith. I don't know why these goats have these things in common, but he had Cam Smith there about him.
No, I get that.
So that was great. So you can check that interview out. Also, if you want some coffee, head to grumpycoffee.com.au. We've got some big things coming in Grumpy Coffee that I think are going to really, like content-wise, big things I think you're going to really enjoy, guys. The next week or two, the content will start rolling out for Grumpy. It's taken me a while to come up with the concept and all that, blah, 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 blah. I will fill the content trough. I'll fill it.
You will?
It will be filled. It's just taking some time.
What are you doing, like maybe like coffee bean suppositories?
Nah, you'll see. You'll see. Not that. Definitely not that. No.
Just if you need a quick pep, just Pop a bean up your bum.
Yeah, okay. Listen, I haven't seen coffee used that way.
I'm just saying that took me 2 seconds.
Okay.
So like, I don't know why it's taking you so long.
So there'll be some cool content coming out soon. So stay tuned for that. Probably 2 weeks, I'd say, at the most. 2 weeks. Cool content that will be released quite regularly on Grumpy Coffee. So give us a follow on Instagram and all that stuff. We also got a Grumpy Coffee YouTube as well, just quietly.
Okay.
So stay tuned.
Wow.
Or grab some Grumpy Coffee from grumpycoffee.com.au, guys. Beautiful coffee. I promise you, the amount of people that message me and go, this is actually unbelievable.
It is good.
And I was like, that's kind of insulting that you put the actually in there. Like I'm not, like I was.
You get it though.
I get it, but it's also like, come on, bro. Like,
Listen,
you said actually like I'm
it's a
an idiot.
backhanded compliment for sure.
Yeah. But
fuck, dude, this is
at the same
coffee.
I'd actually rather get the backhanded compliment than no compliment.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
So
or
I
just
appreciate
a
it.
direct, like, this sucks.
Yeah, definitely don't want this sucks.
No, don't give that.
So grumpycoffee.com.au. We've got 2 blends. We've got pods. We've got ground. We've got whole bean. It's the best in the business. I'll tell you what, you had a good day on the weekend.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't
Played
know
the
if
third
anyone
best
saw
out
that.
of, like the third best performance of every team in the NRL that Manly were.
Third, you don't reckon number one?
I reckon third.
I think you're sort of putting them down, which is fine.
No, it's good. Backhanded compliment.
It was very backhanded. It was a great day. It was obviously a good day. In this instance, good day is better than great day.
Okay.
But listen, we fucked the house down. The Cowboys suck, so I don't want to be too like, Manly can break your heart. And I love Manly, but like the Cowboys suck. But if you didn't see the Good Day Hill absolutely fucking frothing.
It was heaving.
It was heaving. We were up there, sweaty as all hell. It was so much fun. The Good Day sign getting into its work. BeGoodHealth.com.au, code DMP, 10% off. Subscription, 20% off. But the hill with that sign, that's probably...
It's hot.
I don't want to like... You know, Eddie and I, we're not sort of... We don't...
You don't toot your own horn.
We're not hyperbole.
No,
guys.
you
And
don't
we don't
do
toot our own horn.
No horns tooted.
Best sign in rugby league.
Whoa.
It's the best sign in rugby league.
Mate, it was, you know what? It actually does stand out because I tried to look at it as unbiased as possible because I don't know. I've obviously got bias because you're my mates and I want it to go well. So I'm trying to like look at it and go, if I was a random, would my eyes been drawn to it? And I feel like it would. Like I feel like it would.
I think so too, but again, I couldn't be more biased.
Yeah, so it's hard, but I liked it. I think it's great. And man, the amount of shots where you see in the background or people, the amount of people that look at, like, what's good day? And also, I reckon you got good bang for buck. I don't know how even much you paid, but I reckon the value you're going to get over 12 months, if it's a 12-month deal, is going to be worth it. Because
I think so too.
All the photos, but then also...
Don't increase the price.
Don't increase the price. Because you go somewhere else.
No, don't. Please don't do that.
But think about all the people that go on, you can always like make it like the mecca of multivitamins. Go take a photo in front of the Good Day.
The mecca of multivitamins. Now, I didn't think I'd be hearing that today. That is a phenomenal line. That just cut out when he says it and just keep in the bit where I say it. I'm over using that.
You can do your pilgrimage to the Good Day sign.
Yes.
And maybe they get 30% off if they take a photo or something like, or 20% off. I don't know.
30? Jesus, we're already giving 20 with a subscription.
Mate, we're brainstorming here. I'm just trying to get them to do the pilgrimage.
No, it's a good idea. I like that. The mecca of multivitamins. It's also, if you're the camera people and you're like, let's cut to where Manly fans are getting most rowdy. It's like right there.
Where you want, like if you're working for Fox or 9 and if you want things to go viral, usually on the hill, something's happening. So matter of fact, don't even watch the fucking game. Camera 10 is just pointed towards the Good Day sign.
Big TV guy there, camera 10. That was cool. I also just stopped. I got distracted from it all the time. Again, it's my own sign. I stopped watching the game sometimes. I was like, because we started off on the other side and then we went over to the hill and I'm just like.
You should have worn fur coats like you're like billionaires now because you got a sign.
Yeah, it was too hot for fur coats, but that's not a bad winter play.
Sit there with like a throne.
Maybe like sea eagle feathers, sustainably sourced sea eagle feather coat.
And like a seagull helmet kind of thing at the front. Like the dude that raided Gen 6 but with a seagull.
I like that.
I'm firing today.
No, you are. You're fucking.
I was at a meeting. I'm in marketing mode.
You've been marketing mode.
Yeah, I'm in marketing mode.
What about the coffee beans up the arse? We still not.
Look, let me speak to the board.
Okay.
I'll come back to you.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Still in market. I'm in business mode. Speak to the board, all that kind of chat.
And we put this through, like the maybe pile.
Yeah, okay. Maybe pile of poo.
Yes.
Okay. Boys, what do you think about the Brown situation? It's been talked to a death, but
it has been absolutely spoken to death, Dylan Brown.
But it's
now official.
It's big news.
Does anyone? This is not even a question. I haven't heard anyone who thinks it's a good idea. It's not that Dylan Brown's not good. It's not that people aren't happy for him. It's not that people don't think that he is a good player, whatever. But no one that I have heard anyone has been like, yeah, good call.
Let me try to pitch it to you as much as I think the Newcastle are trying to pitch it and see if we can land. Because and let me be extremely clear, this is not me talking.
Okay, it sounds like it's going out of your
I'm
mouth,
the football manager of Newcastle.
Okay.
Let's imagine he stays fit for most of that time.
Yep.
Because there are players that stay fit for 10 years. Let's imagine the salary cap continues to go up by 25% over that 10-year period twice. Because there'd be probably 2 TV deals in that time.
So 50% total.
50% total. So you're looking at about players that are on $1 million now would be on about 1.8 million, roughly. Players that are 1.2 now, let's just say they'd be on 1.8 to 2, probably 2 million. By the year 8, they'll be on about 2 million. Could you make the argument that if he goes there and plays well, that by the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 year, they actually could be getting a bargain, but they're just paying the overs early?
Possibly, but that doesn't that's very hypothetical.
Yeah.
And so it's I can see it, you can make that case as this might end up working out. And as we said last week, it's there's not really many other options out there for them. They just need to do something. It's just more that it's fuck, this is a huge game.
So there's a great story on Code Sport by Reedy that went through the whole how everything happened, where he went, what they spoke about. And go and read the story, guys, on Code Sport, because it's incredible. The stuff on Code Sport is in-depth good stuff. And so basically the way Knights see it is that he's not going to be a traditional 7. He's going to be their 7, but he's not going to be, they don't expect him to play like a traditional 7. He's going to be more of a running, play each side 7.
Is there anything in that sense where I think Des has picked AJ and bloody Campbell.
I think Hughes is the first
of that sort of
fullback
style
7. Yeah, I think so. And Hughes and Munster, those.
But is that sort of vein of thinking though, in what Des seems to be doing?
I think so. When you look in the game, and Joey brought this up a great point. He said to be a game manager these days it's not the same as back in the day, because back in the day you truly essentially. He didn't say these words, but this is what it kind of meant. You essentially had to be a coach on the field. If you're Joey, you are responsible for the game plan. The coach will tell you what to do, but you've got license to do what you want to do because you're Joey, and also because you're a mastermind on the footy field. He said today though, systems are so structured and rigid that a lot of 7s, they just fall in line to that structure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the natural tendency of Joey's 7 is not as required today as it was yesterday. And so Joey reckons his challenge is actually not the structured side. It's his voice. It's his, making sure that he's the main voice in the team. His long kicking game.
Is he going to be the main voice? Do you think will KP still be the main voice?
I mean, I think he'd have to be a pretty strong voice because from fullback, there's only so much. You can't be leading the troops around coming out of your own from fullback. You've got to be the attacking weapon. You can't, and they've tried that with him at 6. And you don't want KP doing that coming out of his own. You want him fresh, ready to go when the ball is about to try to make a line break, whatever. So from that perspective, it does make a lot of sense because systems now, the amount of training that goes into a team system, it's way more robotic than it used to be. If you go out there and you get to a point on the field where the coach has told you not to get on, you're getting absolutely reamed these days.
Yeah,
Whereas back in the day, it's not like that. It's more free-flowing. You're trusting the playmaker to do what he wants to do on the field. Whereas, you look at Penrith, anyone that comes in, they do what Cleary does, just not as good. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They get to the same points on the field. They kick the same areas where he kicks. They just don't do it as well as Cleary.
Yep.
And so I think that's what the Knights are banking on is we're going to create a system that he just falls into, and his athletic ability is going to excel in that system.
Yeah.
And so that's where they are looking. And also they're looking at as they think the salary cap will go up by about $1 million, like as in him at his best in 8 years will be about worth 1.8. And by the end of their contract, they're essentially getting a bargain.
Imagine, because is it something as well with his, it can't go above 1.4? It can ratchet up, but it can't go above 1.4.
So it can ratchet up, but can't go past a certain amount.
Yeah.
So they have protected him in that sense. And so because we look at the 10-year deal, but they have to sign someone for 10 years at 7. If you know what I'm saying. It might not be the same person, but every year they sign a 7 for about $1 million. And so if you can assume that he is going to be relatively injury-free, there is a world where it works out.
Yeah.
I think that people are sitting here going it definitely won't work. I just don't think that we know. We just don't know.
There's definitely way more catastrophizing about it than And I mean, listen, that's rugby league. That's what you want.
Oh, it's a tapestry, baby.
It's round one.
Yeah.
This is a big story. And if everyone just loves it, then the story dies.
Yeah.
So let's just,
And also,
everybody panic.
Everybody panic. I love Brown at 6, and I think he's an incredible athlete, incredible footy player. But I do think right now 1.3 is overs for him.
Yes.
Like, I do think that. And I think they are paying due to supply and demand issues rather than what he's achieved so far in the game.
But like, if they were to sign him for $1 million a year for 3 years, you'd be like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's a bloody good player.
Halves are not far away from just getting $1 million. It feels like.
Like, I know people are like, some people go as far to say he's like not even a top, 10 number 6. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, at 23 years old, he helped the team get to a grand final. Like, he's a bloody good 6. I've got him in at 6. I think he's a top 5, 6 at worst, top 6 at his best. But some people have him a bit longer.
Okay, well, let's just go through. Let's go through the 5'8". Who's number 1?
Munster. But in saying that, Munster last year wouldn't have been number 1 because he was injured quite a bit.
But just like generally, we'll say Munster.
Well, statistically, Dylan Brown is the best 5'8" statistically.
Okay, but there's like stats tell part.
I know. I'm not. I don't think he's number 1. I'm just saying, like, people like his stats are actually quite good.
So Munster, Luke Brooks. What do you?
I would go Munster, probably Luai.
Yep.
We're going to forget someone.
I know.
Here.
I'm trying
to
forget
someone.
You wouldn't say Burton necessarily, but he's in there. But he's
in there or thereabouts. I would probably have Brown just in front of Burton.
What about Ben Hunt right now?
I wouldn't see him as a 6.
He's not a 6.
Yeah, he's not a 6.
Playing.
We're probably forgetting someone. Who are we forgetting here?
Definitely are fucking forgetting someone. I swear we've done this.
Dearden.
Dearden. Yeah,
so I'd probably go Munster, Luai or Dearden.
Yeah, and then Luai or Dearden. Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So either one. And then I would start looking at like Burton, Brown.
There's just someone who's right in front of our.
There's Cody Walker, but he's not.
I know he's only played a year, but you got Lockie Galvin.
He'd probably be like 6 or 7 for me.
Cody Walker. But
Lockie Galvin's age, like if you factor in his age, you bring him further down.
Yeah, that's what minuses both Walker and Galvin, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
I think with Brown, he's a good 5'8". He's a good 5'8". He has never shown good 7 qualities.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's fair.
That's all it is. But again, I'm like, all right, let the man live now because he's going to be under so much fucking pressure.
Yeah.
He just signed a mad deal. Good on him.
It's a great story. Yeah. Like you put aside, because we can all agree, we can analyse and guess and see, okay, what is it going to be like? Is it going to work, not going to work? I think even Dylan Brown doesn't know whether it's going to work. Like he's not going to sit there and go, definitely going to be the greatest 7 of all time. But I think from a purely human perspective, and I spoke about this on my Instagram, like it's an incredible story.
Yeah.
This bloke left his family at 15 years old from extremely humble beginnings, like, probably lower middle class, maybe even lower, like from a tough upbringing, toughish. I'm sure he had everything he needed, but he definitely didn't grow up rich, let's just put it that way.
He wasn't on 13 million.
Yeah. Moves to Australia as a 15-year-old from his family. Imagine moving out of your house at 15 to another country. Like, that's an incredible story in itself. Continues to play footy and then eventually signs the richest deal in rugby league. Like, that's an incredible story.
It's a great yarn.
It's a great yarn. And so I'm stoked for Dylan Brown. I think his manager deserves a massive rap. I assumed that the Eels deal, they paid him unders and that's why they gave him all these get-out clauses. But I'm reading now that they didn't pay him unders and they just gave him that deal. Yeah. If that is true, that they allowed him to have all these outs, with the coach and clauses and an 8-year deal, but they were still paying him $900K a year, that's on the Eels, man. That's their fault.
Well, that's the Eels just well and truly sitting in the cuck chair watching their husband or wife get railed by another man. That's what that is. That is the only way to look at that. They're like, you can do whatever you want and I'll just cop it. Right?
That's
a pretty
there
much
there are some similarities. I don't know if I'd go.
You don't think that that's a perfect analogy? Well, come on now. That was spot on.
The cucking didn't happen until post. Like there were periods where there was no cucking.
Because all of
he
those
was still making love to them.
But listen, Denon, it doesn't mean that he doesn't make love to him. It just means that he also makes them watch when he does it to other people.
Well, he only started doing it to other people later on.
Yeah,
in
but
the
all the get-out clauses, that's like, you can.
He wasn't ready for commitment, baby. He was still in the relationship, though. He hadn't cheated yet.
Hey, I love you, but I'm also.
I don't want to get married yet.
In the cuck chair, you watch me get to work here while I look at all these get-out clauses. While my manager comes out and goes, "We are on the market." And you're like, "Fuck, what?"
Oh God, So look, that's where I go. Eels fans, like that's I can understand Eels fans' frustration.
Yeah,
because
dude,
that's a bad
100%.
deal.
And also that, like, the get out clauses also allowed them to be fucked with the like Taulagi going. In the sense that
Blaze Taulagi.
Taulagi left last year. Like, it's without the get out clause, they don't find themselves in this situation. Obviously, with Dylan leaving, but like. They lose Taulagi with no idea that Dylan's going to leave, and now Dylan's gone. You're just like, what? You fucked us on multiple.
And you moved on the most loyal guy, which is Gutho. That's something that I just want to make clear. People talking about loyalty with Brown, bro, they just told their club captain to beat it.
Yeah.
The club captain that was still saying, I will play anywhere. Like they were trying to put him in the front row.
They were basically, they were trying to fuck him over. And
he was like, no, I'll do that.
Yeah, it was fine, sweet.
And look, I don't disagree. Like it's footy. I'm sure Gutho is stoked at the Dragons. I'm just saying, like this whole loyalty thing, come on, bro. Like,
no,
let's just... Like,
the only thing that I think they probably say is like, well, they stuck by him when he had all these dramas and shit, which is true. But you can't beat the loyalty stick when you don't give a fuck, and no one gives a fuck. Okay, and especially clubs.
To prove that point, though, with the loyalty thing, though, if he wasn't a good player, would have they stuck by him with the?
Of course not.
It had everything to do with the self-serving nature. He's a good player.
Exactly. It's
if
like
he was a fringy, they would have said, "See
get out of here." Yeah.
So I think, but I do understand Eels' frustration in regards to the deal having all these clauses.
It should be a frustration at their club. And like, I don't know who I was talking to about this recently. It may have been on here. It may have been on a podcast. It might have just been in my civilian life. At some point, and I know this point may have come and gone like multiple times, but when you're a rugby league club approaching its 40th year without a premiership, do you know what I mean though? And this isn't Eels fans. I know I rail on you guys all the time because it's fun and, you know, obviously there is a scientific equation about the sun exploding, all that bullshit. We're safe. But when you're a club that hasn't won a premiership in 40 years, like, and then you're seeing this sort of shit happen where you're giving these players multiple get-out clauses, you're fucking off your captain, you're letting Taulagi go, like, at some point you have to go, this club has just been poorly run for 40 years.
Well, no, I will say, I spoke about this on the captain's run that no longer has a captain on it.
What? What happened?
No, Smithy's not doing it this year.
Oh, is it still going?
Yeah, but it's just called the captain's run, but it's got
you?
me. Yeah.
You by yourself?
No, I'll have a guest each week, like Scope's coming in. Or actually, a good idea that someone text had was just bring in former captains or current captains each week, which is actually a really good idea.
That's actually good.
No, but Smithy had a bunch of... it's Cam Smith. So many people asking for his time.
Yeah.
And so, like,
You're the first to go.
I'm the first to go.
That's so funny.
Absolutely,
rough.
I'm first
That's
to go.
rough,
No. He's actually got some... he has a lot of... Like, there's other things he wants to do in his life.
Yeah.
It's not like he wants to be some big media guy. And I think also from a selfish perspective, like, you could sit there and go, we all love Smithy talking in the media. It's like the best ever. But in regards to, like, giving back to the game, him developing the next generation is probably what we want because he's got the greatest mind ever.
Yeah.
So I can't speak for him, I can't know for sure, but I'm assuming that's probably where he'll land is like some kind of leadership role or whatever. But to be able to do it for 3 years, so stoked.
Yes,
but yeah, so now I call it the captain's run, aka the Resi run.
Yeah. Nice.
And so anyway, I don't know where that went.
Pretty sure it was 4 years as well.
Sorry?
4 years.
4 years. Incredible.
4 years.
It's better to love and lost than never have loved at all, baby.
That's been going for 4 years.
So good. So good. But like as I said, it's you know how many people are begging for his time?
I know.
So like eventually, like even like he went in to be assistant coach for the state of Oregon just because someone called him.
So we're talking about Parramatta, 40 years, no comp.
I will say they did a really good job of building from wooden spoon to a premiership. But I reckon once they got to to a grand final. But once they got to that grand final, and we spoke about this years ago, I reckon they needed to change their recruitment strategy, and they didn't. They kept it the same. You can't have the same recruitment strategy building as retaining that level. And when they let key player go like Reed Money, they should have done everything to keep him. And granted, I know he's not Harry Grant, but he's a bloody good hooker, and he was crucial to that side. They still haven't replaced him. They still haven't found the next now.
You don't need a Cameron Smith. You need a good nine. If you got a good nine, like
to get the ball
that,
And so they've got Riley Smith coming through. So they don't have Cairns, they've got Riley Smith coming through.
All right. Is he joining you on the captain's run?
Yeah, he's coming through next week. But I just think when they did get to the grand final and they'd landed in that Goldilocks zone for other clubs to poach their players, they probably didn't handle that the best, and they probably haven't handled it the best since. And that's what's hurt them the most, I think. So
like, obviously they've had periods where, you know, they've made 3 grand finals in the 2000s. So it's not like but it's, I guess, trying to be consistently good. Like,
it's because I agree with what Gus has said about this. I think that they've really struggled to connect. And granted, I'm sure that Parramatta would tell you otherwise, but like they have a similar setup to Penrith. Like, they should have that junior system. And as I said, if you ask a para fan, they will tell you we do have a lot of juniors. But I just don't know whether, like, is there a para style of footy? Is there a para culture that permeates through that club? You know, like, for example, the Melbourne Storm. As soon as you say the Melbourne Storm, you automatically have an idea of who they are.
Yeah.
As soon as you say Penrith, even the Brisbane Broncos, even Manly to a degree, everybody hates us. With para, like, it's always changing in my opinion. I don't really think of them and think, okay, what are they known for?
Yeah.
And that's where I think they're
not known for winning comps.
And that's where I think they've missed a little bit is building that longevity of culture and connection to their juniors. Like, I just reckon they might have missed a little step there. Granted, I don't know enough to be sure about that.
Yeah.
That's just the vibe I get. But I'm happy to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
So let me know in the comment section.
And it's always like, I love shitting on them. I do. But I also like it when they're good. They're just a team that when they're humming, like, it's good.
Entertaining footy, offloads, especially this current roster, a lot of offloads. They can beat the best teams. But as I said, when I think of para, I'm like, what is their identity as a club? And again, I'm happy to be wrong. And you go, Den, and you just haven't been in rugby league enough. You don't know about it enough. I'm happy to be, because I didn't grow up in Sydney.
I think you've been in rugby league enough now, brother.
But I just think that when I think of para, what is their identity as a club? I'm really not sure. When I think of Manly, I think of this kind of like, you know,
hot,
everyone
tough.
hates it. Like, you know, everyone hates us. We
tough.
don't care. Northern Beaches.
Hot.
We're going to play. Well, Brisbane's way hotter. Like, when
that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's not a competition. I'm just saying what's
well, it is. It's a competition.
Hot and tough. Beaches, babes, rings, glory.
But there is this kind of like
day hill.
Us against them. Everyone hates us. Battlers, Northern Beaches identity with the Manly Seagulls.
Yep.
And I think like Manly Seagulls are actually a really good example. They don't have much resources. They're nearly folding every year as a club.
We won fucking training out of demountables.
As I said, I actually gave you a compliment on Monday. They're the one club right now who would lean in the top four, because I think form-wise, right now, you would go Penrith. So you'd go Storm, Penrith, Manly, Broncos. Out of all of those three clubs, Manly is substantially smaller, like way less resources, way less of a size of a club, and yet they're fighting with the heavyweights. And I think that they deserve a rap for that. It literally hurts me to say that, but I said it. I said
big
it.
of you.
I'm
That rugby league guru and the haterade he was thrown out on that.
Oh, the Roo.
Fucking hell.
No, he's Manly number one hater. You get under people's skins, mate. That's a spite. That's a spite take.
It's good though. That's what you want.
You want spite takes.
No, you want people getting fucking pissed off. That's
even you know it. You get it. Everyone hates Manly.
Yeah, everyone hates
it's in your fucking blood.
We don't care.
Yeah. See, there's the identity I'm talking about. Whereas with para, I look and I go, what identity do they have? Like even some of the other clubs, like Dragons, like what's their identity? The clubs that struggle, I just think that a lot of it has to do with like not knowing the identity of what you believe in. What's the idea that you all believe in that's bigger than yourselves?
I'd be interested to know as well, like, you know, I don't spend a great deal of time canvassing the rugby league audience. It's usually just us.
Shout out Canva,
shit.
one of the great apps all time.
Canva, yep, that's right. It is a good app. Actually, one of my neighbours was one of the earliest. My old neighbours,
adopters, investors,
first people. Like they were one of the first 5 people involved, and I was like, but that would have to make you like a fucking billionaire.
Well,
right?
the woman founder is a billionaire,
like shitloads of money. And then they were just in this like fucking humble 2-bedroom apartment underneath us, and then just one day they're like, we're moving to Noosa. We've bought a new fucking Ford Range or whatever, like some huge Land Cruiser car or some shit. And they're like, yeah, we bought like $1 bajillion house in Noosa. We're off. And I'm like, you were loaded.
Wow.
But anyway, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about or how we got to
shout out Canva, because I use it every day. Thanks to the lady that invented it, because it helps my life.
Just an Australian story.
Australian story. Western Australia, I think.
Western Australia.
I think so.
Great part of the world. Great part of the country.
You were canvassing the rugby league community.
Canvassing the rugby league community. Do Parramatta fans, are they pissed off?
I think a lot of them are just like, man, 10-year deal, 13 million.
Can't say no, but what I mean is you've put those clauses in all this shit. Like, are you guys upset about it?
Oh, as in towards the Eels?
Towards the club. Yeah, are you angry? Are you frustrated with your club and how they've... From premiers to like just you've just lost everyone?
I have seen some comments that are quite frustrated at the administration. And the fact that they've, 3 or 4 years ago, they're in a grand final, now they're in a rebuild. Yeah, I think there would be a lot of frustration out there. But I think because, like, there's been so much noise around the size of the contract and everything, like, that's the focus of it rather than the administration of the Eels situation.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't forget, KO round 2 of the regular season is looking to be a cracker, and you can watch all 8 games live in 4K, no ads, during play with KO. And buckle up, because race 1 of Formula 1 is live from Melbourne this weekend with 2 Aussies on the grid, Lewis Hamilton in Ferrari for the very first time also. You can watch every F1 race live in 4K with no ads during racing on Fox Sports with KO. Don't miss all the action and get on board today. The F1, absolutely loving it. I'm so addicted also to the Netflix F1 stories as well, so... make sure to watch the F1 this week. And last night, No Limit, Thurman defeated Jarvis. Round 3 knockout, huge card on KO. So make sure to tune in going forward with all the boxing as well. All right, who replaces Brown?
Dude, Brock Jarvis, just got knocked the fuck out.
Hot though.
Well, no, he's very hot.
He got
very hot. He got fucking pumped.
I like respectfully, and he could punch my head into the absolute ground. Thurman is a world-class fighter.
Oh, absolutely.
And Brock Jarvis, he's just not on that level yet, unfortunately. No. And I'm not sure whether he'll get to that level.
No. It's funny, you saw the first round, because Thurman had been out for so long, it was like...
a bit rusty.
Yeah, and understandably so. But then Sean Porter's talking about his movement in the first round and being like, oh yeah, this isn't like the third. And then in that second round, he starts moving. And I didn't know Thurman. I know him, I don't watch him. Then you see his movement, you're like, oh yeah, this guy
He's only lost his Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Literally, he's only lost. He's fought.
Was he betting favourite? I feel like I missed a trick there.
He would have been definitely betting favourite.
Surely, but he once he started moving, you're like, oh, he's actually really hard to hit,
mate. He has beaten some of the best of the best. He is a gun. He literally only lost to Manny Pacquiao, which is a goat.
That's insane.
And I think that we will see Zoo versus Thurman. I think that's the hope.
Yeah, but Tim's got to fight. Who's he fighting?
Well, I think the hope internally was if Brock wins, that's great, because then you set up a match with Timmy Zoo. It's a local Australian battle. How great. Or Nikita, whichever.
Nikita, I think that was saying.
Either one. And if he beats Nikita, then he can go to Timmy.
Yeah.
But if he loses, then Thurman can fight Timmy Zoo, because that fight was always going to happen. But yeah, I just if you knew boxing, you knew kind of that Thurman he's a world-class fighter.
He's a 2-time world champion.
Yeah.
He was legit. And Brock got fucking knocked out by Liam Paro, who is also a good fighter.
Bloody good fighter. But he doesn't have the resume of Thurman.
He doesn't have the Thurman resume.
Yeah. But Paro is also world class.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's how you can see that difference.
The difference.
And maybe Brock Jarvis could eventually get there, but I'm just not sure that he's just there.
What was the go with fucking off Jeff Fennick?
I don't know. It was when I spoke to Brock, he seemed like, he had a lot of love for him, but there's probably just differences in opinion on where their career could go. Again, I don't know, pure speculation. But that's what it seemed like.
That was the week of the fight, wasn't it?
Nah, I think it was before that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's rumours, but I don't want to say that, the rumours aren't salacious or anything, but I don't want to say the rumours and put it out there, then people repeat, oh, that's why it is, because I really don't know what the reasons are. Yeah. All it looks like is they had different opinions on career, but I don't know for sure. Who replaces Brown? Wouldn't it be interesting, look, almost similar to the Broncos situation. They have Reece Walsh. They got lucky that he needed to come home so they could get him on unders. But with Galvin, if the Eels get him, they had him and they actually brushed him. They're going to have to pay $900K to get him back.
I reckon that it's $1 million. I reckon Galvin's in that $1 million range now. Depending on maybe how his season
because of market pressure, you reckon?
Because of market, you can. He's also, I think he's an Isaac Moses guy.
Yep.
Isaac Moses, a known mongrel.
Known mover and shaker.
Yep. Also, shout out to the Orr brothers, who I think have overseen 3 of the fucking largest contracts in NRL history.
DCE,
Tamalolo, and now Brown.
Seriously, manager of the year. If anyone else wins manager of the year, it's a joke.
Do they do manager of the year?
We should do it.
We should do manager of the year.
Who was leaking the best stories and shit.
Yeah. But Galvin, if he has a good season, I think it's $1 million at least. But also, so then I think it was Bulldog Richie. It was all speculation, but just even chumming the water with Luai.
That's rugby league through and through,
isn't it?
He's played one game for his club, and we're already linking him to other clubs.
Yeah.
I refused to talk on yesterday's show. I was like, I'm not talking about it because it's just so crazy.
Oh, I'm talking about it. That's right up my alley.
Oh God.
There's no way that would happen.
No, I don't. Look, if you're Eels, you're sitting there going, look, if the Eels want to win a premiership in the next year or two, get Luai there and try and do it with Moses, but they don't have the team to win in the next year or two. No. It's in 2027. Guess who age suits that? It's Galvin's age. So that's who you go. Moses will be about 33 years old. Galvin will be about 23, 24 by 2027. All those juniors and the rebuild that they're working on, that'll essentially about to hit fruition.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I like the idea, and this is, I don't know, maybe it's one that like I think everyone hates, but I also just like it because I like greatness. Is like, I wouldn't be surprised, if we want to talk about what Galvin's worth, as if the Roosters aren't going to be throwing something at him in November 1.
Look, I'd love
Imagine
to.
fucking
Tell me
Sam
your thoughts
Walker
on the
and
Roosters. I don't want to bias them at all. What do you think's going on in the Roosters?
In the absence of them saying anything, I think they are falling apart. I think this is I think it feels like either they're saving up for just one of their...
It has to be,
They're
surely.
saving up their load.
It has to be a load saver.
How the fuck do you get rid of Terrell May and bring in Francis Molo? No disrespect.
So late as well.
So late.
They only just started to
It just shows chaos. If I'm a Roosters fan, which I'm not, I would be pissed off. I'd be like, guys, what the fuck's going on?
Francis
honestly-
Molo wasn't even on the market.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a plan. They've gone, we actually... Like, we've just got no idea what the fuck we're doing.
Now, Trent Robinson has come out and said we're going to back our youth. But I reckon the Roosters fans
That's not...
deserve a little bit more explanation as to what's happening right now.
Because you've never backed your youth. You've never backed your juniors. You don't have any. But, like, you've always just bought throbbers.
Well,
and you had Terrell May.
They did have, I will say, they brought Boyd Corner through, Mitch Orbison, Jake Friend, Pearce. So they did have a five core
Boyd's
that
from
they built
Newcastle.
around. Yeah, like they bought him before first grade.
Yeah. No, sure. But, like, you just can't lose all of those stars. Now, whether it's like, it's out of their control because Manu wants to go, Suoliti wants to go, fucking...
You know what it is?
Keary's retiring, Hargrave's retiring.
They're doing no nut November, but for a whole year, saving their load to get a big dip.
Well, everyone's just... It keeps being Kalen Ponga, right?
Yeah.
Which...
Could you
That's-
imagine?
Well, but that's what I mean, right? That's the only thing where maybe Newcastle is so wigged out. They're like, we need to go and blow our load on Dylan Brown to try and stop Kalen Ponga from going. Or it's that Kalen may go and we need to have something. If we don't have Kalen, we're fucked.
Yeah, we are. Seriously.
We're completely fucked. But you just can't lose all those players and then get rid of May. You see Tupanua just absolutely dominating. You missed out on Fafita last year. Like, if I'm the Roosters, I'm
Went
like...
up to Ben Hunt too.
Went after Ben Hunt, didn't get him. If I'm the Roosters fans, I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, a couple of years ago, even like 12 months ago, we had one of the best lineups in the game, and now everyone's gone. Then you could also go, and Eddie and I have called into question somewhat facetiously, but like, also kind of seriously, like Trent Robinson's... He's obviously a good coach, but he's won premierships with the most stacked sides in rugby league history. You could look at this Roosters side now and go, it's still better than a lot of fucking teams. It's still better than... They've still got some serious throbbers in that side, and they're getting pumped by 50 in round one. Like, is Trent Robinson up to coaching a Roosters side that doesn't have Cooper Cronk in it?
Well, I think it's two different skill sets. I think you need, like, there can be coaches that are really good at coaching sides that aren't superstars, that struggle with superstar sides. And then there can be coaches that are really good at coaching superstar sides. Look at the Broncos for many years, had all these, like, when you go back and look at that 2020 squad, we're talking like Fafita, Haas, Carrigan, like a crazy
were young,
side.
though.
They were young, but it was still a mental side, shouldn't be coming last.
No.
So when you look at that and you go, it is a certain skill set to manage superstars the way Robinson did. So I think that he's a bloody good coach in regards to managing good rosters. It's hard to manage a lot of stars like that. But as a coach, if you consider yourself one of the best, you should be able to manage both styles of rosters.
Yeah.
And I think that this is the test in front of him this year. And he has done it before when he had a lot of injuries in 2022. I think they came fifth. And they Teddy carried them into the finals somehow. 21, sorry.
Did those injuries come late in the season?
It was
what I mean is, like, for a lot of the season, you had a great side, and then the shit hit the fan, and you...
That season was pretty exceptional.
It was pretty crazy, and it was good what Robinson did. So he has shown before with a lot of injuries in his roster out. And so that's the test for Robinson. Like, I think that anything less than making the eight, even though I don't have them in the eight, I think that Robinson as a coach should be skillful enough to get that side into the eight. And if he doesn't, I do think there should be pressure on Robbo.
And people are like, well, he's only missed the final once. That's also reason. It's a reasonable point, but like the Roosters don't fuck around, and you've had a stacked side for that entire time, so you almost shouldn't have missed the final. Like, missing it once is like the best case scenario.
The roster they've had, they should at least be in a prelim every year.
Yeah,
and then a grand final once or twice.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
No, I'm with you.
You look at the Storm, for example. They're usually in a prelim. And their roster is at least the last 5 years haven't been as stacked as the Roosters, in my opinion. They've got a great spine, but The rest of the roster, I don't think is as stacked as the Roosters.
Which team, sorry?
The Storm.
The Storm, yeah.
They make either a grand final or a prelim. Most years, if they get knocked out first week, it's like a disaster.
Yeah, no, completely.
And that's like when you actually look at their record over the last 15, 20 years, it's relatively similar to the Roosters and the Storm. So they should be on par in regards to what they're doing.
Yeah. But like the Terrell May one, dude. Like now they're getting Francis Molo, no disrespect, or they're trying to get Jared back from the Super League. It's like you already had your big send off, and now you're like, oh, you come back. It's a bit pathetic. At least that's the way it's coming across. It's like a bit we fucked up. Where like we don't know what's going on. We're like, get it together.
I would love to know from Roosters fans because I don't consume every piece of news that comes out of the Roosters. Did they say last year when all those boys are losing? Let us know in the comment section on YouTube or Spotify. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also like and subscribe to Hello Sport.
Thank God someone's telling our audience to do that because we forget.
Bro, you know how much it helps?
Really? I hear people say that. I'm like, I just never fucking...
I haven't done it for fucking 10 years. Started doing it. It helps so much.
Okay. Well, like and subscribe to us.
Like, it helps so much. And thank you for doing it, guys. So, now I forgot what I was going to say.
Roosters injuries last year. Roosters fans.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Roosters fans, let us know in the comment section. Did they say when they were letting everyone go last year, did they say we're going to back our youth then? If they said that, then I can go, okay, that's a clear plan. I don't recall hearing that.
No.
I don't recall hearing them going, no, we're going to back our youth. It's going to be, yeah. And look, granted, I understand why you wouldn't say that because you're basically admitting to a rebuild or a transition.
But then you re-sign Terrell May and then let him go a couple of weeks later, whatever. But like, with no explanation other than like he didn't fit in or like what was it? He wasn't into his footy or it wasn't.
Well, the thing with that as well, though.
What the fuck are we talking about?
The Brandon Smith and Terrell May, even though it's the Roosters that are letting them go, it's still the Roosters' fault they signed them then.
Yeah.
You know, they're still the ones that made the decision to bring him to the club. So it's like that's still a wrong decision by the Roosters.
And we've said this before, Brandon Smith wasn't playing bad when he got injured. He was actually starting to play good.
I thought he was too. And also, I think that he's more of a forward than the number 9. I used like in that side anyway.
Yeah.
I think there are other sides where you could. I'd personally sign him as a 13 or a front row that can fill in at 9. But I think in the modern game, he's so damaging as just a ball runner. Matty, were you going to say something?
No, I was just looking
Okay. But yeah, anyway, we'll see. Look, they could bounce back this week and we all just go, okay, it was just a bad night.
Absolutely.
The Broncos were outstanding and that's just what happened.
Do you think they'd go Galvin? I reckon they'd go Galvin. They don't feel
Mate, they must be
sack
going.
at Galvin.
Because when they say we're going to back our youth, like there's some good youth coming through for sure.
Sorry, we meant the Tigers youth.
Okay. But there's no one coming through right now where I go, whoa, that's the next Sam Walker. Whereas when they were going to back Sam Walker, it's like, yeah, I get it. Like, that's Sam Walker. Yeah. Whereas when I look, I go, yeah, you got some bloody good forwards that have got plenty of potential, but no one that's jumping out at me that's on the same level as potentially Keary or Hargreaves or...
But they tried to sign for Feeder, and then the Tilly Tupanua got the shits and left.
Yeah, and Angus Crichton was going to leave.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to glass half full it. I'm glass half full in it because I'm of the mind that I do think that they have bungled this last 12 months. Actually, I've said it for quite a few years now. I think they've bungled this whole cycle of signings. You go back to 13, it was Sonny Bill, Jennings, Maloney. Then you go back to 18, 17 into 18, it was Cronk, Teddy and Crichton a bit earlier.
Yeah, Crichton was a year later.
And then this one, it was Sam Walker from the Broncos as a youth, and then it was... Suoliti, Brandon Smith, and they're all gone. Except Sam Walker's obviously done his... And Sam Walker spent a lot of time in reserve grade.
Yeah.
So I just don't think they've handled this cycle as well as they usually do. And they tried to go to Ben Hunt, didn't work. Tried to get Fafita, didn't work. And granted, the Fafita one, that was just out of their control. Like, he just backflipped. But they usually get their man.
It still happened. It's like, in isolation, you forgive it. Or, you go, oh, well, that was... But with everything else, you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Alrighty, before we get into our tips... Bloke Undies, head to bloke.shop, grab some Bloke Undies. Also, the Bloke Club, guys, as I said, you will actually have discounts for Bloke Undies on the Bloke Club. It's free to join. We give prizes away every single month. $2,000 the first month. Next month will probably be cash or a holiday, whatever it is. On the fourth month, on the fourth month, we're giving away a Mazda BT50 thanks to Aspley Mazda, thanks to Luke Camilleri. He has an Instagram, LCD_01, the best in the business. If you need a car, go to him. Even if you're interstate, he's in Queensland. Even if you're interstate, I'm interstate. I got my cars off him.
Flex.
Send him a message. That's not a flex. How's that a flex? And grab some bloke undies too. They're premium, high-quality undies, guys. You will not be disappointed. I guarantee you, you'll like them. All righty, who you got? Knights or Dolphins?
I actually like the Dolphins.
Okay.
There's
a bit of value there, $2.44.
It's a bit of value.
Yeah.
The Knights weren't that good against Tigers missing tackles, and I'm just like, I'm a value whore, so I'm going to take the Dolphins.
Okay.
And I'm going to go Isako anytime as a separate thing. You can almost put your sack on that.
Warriors, Manly.
Now, obviously, you know I'm going to go Manly, but these are the games that terrify me, and I mean like keep me up at night chewing my fingernails.
328 is juicy.
Looking under the bed for monsters.
If you're a value whore, you're going 328.
Not if Manly's involved. It just depends on what sort of team we are this year.
Yeah.
Are we the team that follows up a good performance with another good performance? Or are we a team that turns up and dominates in the forwards one week and then we have a week off? I don't know. I believe we're a new team this year. Bit older, bit wise, a few more games under the belt. I think we win.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I think I went Manly.
Thank God.
I think I went Manly in a tight one.
I didn't want to fight you.
Panthers, Roosters. Roosters right now, head to head. Sydney Roosters we're talking about. One of the biggest clubs in the rugby league is paying $9.50. I've never ever seen it.
It's insane.
So
And-
random stats guy says that they haven't been over $7.50 since 2009,
Yeah.
and they got the spoon that year.
And they've still, if you go through their
It's a
team,
decent starting side.
they've got a decent team.
Yeah. That just Penrith's so dominant.
Lindsay Collins, Spencer Leniu, fucking, I don't know who their
Angus
hooker
Crichton.
is. Angus Crichton.
I think Radley might be having the week
Radley
off.
might be out.
Connor Watson, Hot Boy Watson.
Connor Watson, Tedesco,
Yeah.
Marky Mark, Tupo.
Toya's a great rookie too.
Toya's got a step
Dom
on
Young,
Dom
Daniel
Young.
Tupou. Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. Okay. Panthers. St. George, Illawarra Dragons versus South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Again, if I'm a whore at the value trough, just, you look at South, the Dragons were a bit dragonsy last week. I thought there was maybe going to be a little less dragons about them, but they came back, but is that queuing the rack stuff with the Dogs? I don't know. It's a tough one. I like Hot Boy Humphreys.
Do you really? Do you really like him? Because he caused you a lot of pain.
No, it does cause me pain, but I'm a bigger man and I am happy for the game of rugby league, ultimately.
You've got you should get a Humphreys witch doctor doll where you put pins in him because.
Oh yeah, no, I want the best for him. I want the
Okay.
best for the kid. We fucked that up.
But you should try and curse him to get him back to Manly or something.
Nah, listen, I'm not about cursing players. I'll curse clubs.
Okay,
I'll curse
okay.
clubs. I'm gonna say the Dragons.
Okay. Cowboy. I can't remember who I even fucking
Well, how do you
picked.
feel, mate? Tell me how you feel.
Value wise, I'm going Rabbitohs 267.
You went
each,
South on the captain's run.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Value wise, I go South.
Maybe you're gonna sell me back that way.
Cowboy Sharks.
Sharks.
Bit of value there, 325 though.
No,
you just
the
never know.
Cowboys
Come
suck,
on,
dude.
mate.
Come
The
on.
bounce back game.
They were disgusting against Manly. Admit it.
So bad.
Like Manly were really good. They were pathetic.
Raiders, Broncos.
See, this one, Jesus Christ, there's value for the Raiders, who look good against the Warriors, but the Broncos, I
look hot.
think, are the truth.
The truth?
They're the truth this year.
They're so hot.
Yeah, they're hot.
Broncos. Eels, Tigers. I'm going Tigers.
Yeah, I'm going Tigers.
Doggies, Titans.
Titans.
Bit of okay. Bit of
Well,
value.
I'm just like, fuck it. Let's see what Dez is doing.
Okay. All right. I don't mind it. All righty. That's us done and dusted. Join the Bloke Club. It's free. We give away massive prizes. Get some Be Good Health. Grab some grumpy coffee and we'll go and fuck ourselves. Thank you.
Bye.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.